What a great 2 weeks of boxing. And we got to start off with Bam Rodriguez. Cafu, good fighter. And to me, this fight was very competitive. Each round was very competitive. Cafu made each round competitive, but not enough to take the round because Bam Rodriguez is just that good, and he was that much better than Cafu was. And he patiently broke down Cafu with body shots, and eventually those body shots paid off. In the 10th round, his corner did the right thing because Cafu's still a young fighter, and they threw the towel in. And hopefully this is not the end, or this won't be the last time to see Cafu as a good fighter. Because what I saw, he just wasn't good as Bam. Now Bam marches on to November to another challenge on Riyadh season, trying to snatch another O from Fernando Martinez. Now I'm saying that if I had made a top 10 pound for pound list right now, I would have to put this kid at number 5. I'm very impressed. And then we go into the heavyweight division, and probably the best pound for pound fighter in the world, even though he's a heavyweight. I go back and forth with him in Inoue, even though I'm not supposed to put heavyweights in the pound for pound list. But he made easy work at Daniel Dubois. And when I said my prediction video was this about Daniel, he's coming in there changing only one thing: more confidence. He didn't change his style. He doesn't throw enough jabs for me. He doesn't move his head. And Usyk took advantage of all that. He comes in there in the first 5 seconds of the first round and pops him right in the head with a couple of jabs. To me, when I see Triple D fight sometimes, he comes off as a dinosaur heavyweight. You know, the heavyweights back in the 80s and 90s. And Usyk is like the new generation heavyweight that got good footwork, good jab, good head movement. Usyk fights like a lightweight or a welterweight. It's going to be very hard to beat him. And I think the best chance to beat Usyk was Tyson Fury. And he beat Tyson Fury twice. And they're talking about a trilogy. I don't know why. But Usyk made Daniel Dubois look like easy work. This fight wasn't even close or competitive because Usyk was that much better. I predicted Usyk would stop him late, but Usyk stopped him early. There was no low blow controversy. And to be honest with you, I don't know why we need to have a Tyson Fury trilogy. And I thought the second fight was more convincing than the first fight. And what is he going to do to Tyson Fury in the third fight? I don't think it's even going to be close. I think Usyk has Tyson Fury's number. Now, the fight I would like to see, and I think this guy deserves a shot at the heavyweight championship, is Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker has beaten Deontay Wilder, Zhilei Zhang, and Martin Bakole. He is number 4 in the ranks ranking as far as heavyweight goes, and he's also the interim WBO heavyweight champion. And he's also on a 6-fight winning streak after losing to Joe Joyce. So that is my next fight for Usyk. But other than that, great performance by Usyk. He shows why he's the king of the heavyweight division. And I look forward to seeing him once again in the ring, proving his dominance. Pacquiao and Mario Barrios fought to a draw. Now, my prediction on this was that Mario Barrios should win this fight. He's a younger fighter. He's in his prime. But I also said his prime is not an elite prime. Mario Barrios has never been a great fighter to me or a good fighter. He's been average at best. Now, with that being said, Mario Barrios could have won this fight strictly off a jab. Like halfway through the fight, he abandoned a jab, and Pacquiao was able to get in and land some of his shots. And clearly, if you're just watching the fight, this is not a prime elite Manny Pacquiao. He looks slower, a little heavier to me, and the reflexes wasn't the same. You could tell, Stevie Wonder could tell the reflexes wasn't the same. But the funny thing about it is, they was talking about Manny Pacquiao's wife on the broadcast. And you know, Manny Pacquiao's wife does not want him taking dangerous fights. She wouldn't advise him to fight a Brian Norman Jr. She wouldn't advise him to fight a Jerome Boots Ennis. But she told him, yeah, you could beat Mario Barrios. And Mario Barrios was asking himself, why did Manny Pacquiao pick me? Is it now obvious? Out of all the champions, you're the low-hanging fruit. You're the most beatable champion in the whole welterweight division. And Brian Norman is not going to let a 46-year-old Pacquiao beat him or put a draw against him. Brian Norman knocks out this Manny Pacquiao. Boots Ennis knocks out this Manny Pacquiao. Mario Barrios gets a draw with this Manny Pacquiao. I thought Manny Pacquiao won the fight, but you got a draw against Manny Pacquiao, and this is why he picked you. And I expect a rematch. And I gave it 7-5 to Manny, but it could have went the other way, 7-5 for Barrios. Either way it goes, it was a close fight. Now we go over the Tszyu fight. Now, no excuses this time. No cut with the elbow, sharp elbow to the head. No excuses this time. Fundora just straight out and dominated Tszyu. Tszyu had some good shots in the fight, but they was not affecting Fundora. You know, a lot of people thought if Tszyu didn't have no cut on his forehead or wherever the cut was, and he landed his shot, he would have knocked out Fundora. That wasn't the case. Fundora is starting to utilize his jab, and he could not miss with that left. And it kept hurting Tszyu in this fight. Tim in his corner called it quits in the 7th round. You know, the funny thing about this is Tszyu had a chance a couple of years ago to fight Terrence Crawford on a Riyadh season card, and he turned it down to fight Keith Thurman. A fight that Keith Thurman pulled out of. Then he ended up fighting Fundora for the first time, and then after that, he seemed like a shot fighter to me. He looks very shot. Bakram knocked him out, and then the Fundora fight again. He doesn't look like the same fighter as he did before those fights. Or maybe he was the same fighter, we just didn't know it, and he got exposed. And you could thank his management team too, because they made some bad choices for Tszyu. But where does Tszyu go from here? Now he seems like a gatekeeper of 154. But anyway, leave your thoughts and comments below. Let me know what you think about the boxing card this weekend. BC Sports, I'm gone.